wisdom is justified with children. Knowing Riley and knowing your other children, especially knowing Riley, whatever you did worked. So it all worked out.
Well, I will say it is not easy when they talk about the military child, and there's the month of the military child, and you know, poor girl at one point thought the airport was her home. So we moved around so much. I think it was 5 different duty stations before we settled back here, and she was barely 5. So it's a lot of demands, and a lot of people don't realize not only is it like the service member that's sacrificing their, like, you know, their health, their, you know, their time, all that as well. It's also those family members as well. So the spouse, the children, all that as well are constantly, you know.
Yes.
So there's a lot to remember, you know, with veterans. There's a big support network also that has sacrificed as well.
That's a good
So.
point. Now, I wanted to circle back to one more thing.
Okay.
You had mentioned ROTC, and then I kind of jumped to your experience with the Army.
Fine.
Could you talk a little bit more about ROTC?
Yeah. So one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is because I think it's a huge opportunity that many don't know about. So didn't really know much about it when my dad threw the paper application in front of me about it, and I quickly learned what it was about once I went down to school. So to do ROTC, you can do it through any branch, Army, Navy, or Air Force. They have different scholarships, so you don't just have to be a nurse. Like my brother and several other high school, like Shelbyville alumni, did an ROTC scholarship as well, but they did like whatever major they wanted, like political science. They could do, you know, business and admin. They could do a history major, things like that. You got to basically pick your major, but you were coming in as an officer in the military, and then you would specialize in a branch. So if you wanted to be infantry, if you want to be aviation, military intelligence, logistics, that type of thing. The way my scholarship works is I went through nursing school, and my scholarship was given to me because they had a need for nurses, so then I would come out serving as a nurse. ROTC, myself, my year that I did it, another classmate did it. I'm sure you remember Deacon Marshall. He took a Navy scholarship, and both of us had full ride scholarships that went in, and he went to Purdue and then went on to do, I don't know what he does in the Navy, I think he's still there, but he seemed to be doing well with Navy life. And then I, you know, went on active duty in the Army, and the benefits alone were amazing. They paid for my tuition. Most of them will pay full tuition. Most of them will pay room and board as well, based off of some of the like agreements they have with whatever university you're going to. And then they also paid about, I think when I looked it up, it's about a $400 a month stipend just for like living expenses, and about a $1,200 a year for books and supplies as well. And then when you got out, you had a guaranteed job, you had health insurance, you had benefits immediately, and then they put you right into training. So it is something that if you're thinking of doing, more than happy to talk about the routes with that. I think it's an amazing, you know, unique opportunity for those that may be trying to figure out financially how to go about wanting to get, you know, college education paid for and maybe not know what they do. You do have to have a military science minor, so you do about 20 to 30 hours a week of ROTC training and stuff with it. And then there is basically your officer's basic between your junior and senior year of college that you go and do. But lots of opportunity for training in the meantime. Airborne School, Air Assault, they let like ROTC cadets go and do some of that stuff and do some of the fun things that are considered a little bit more high speed in that world of doing things. So it's got a lot of people don't realize how many educational opportunities there are in the military, and you're constantly going to some type of training for something. So it's a never ending learning environment. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. So that was just something I wanted to mention. And then the healthcare scholarships too, if anybody's interested in med school, dental school, they'll pay full ride. And right now it's about $250,000 of student loan debt that you would take on for dental school or, you know, medical school. And they have where they will pay for your, you know, medical school, and then they have amazing residency programs throughout the military for, you know, being a surgeon, for being, you know, an anesthesia provider, for being, you know, any type of like psychiatrist, any type of physician specialty they have as well, and then they put you on active duty with it. So there's lots of good little things that sometimes are hard to find that info out and people that know about it. So I'm happy to speak to anybody that has a question about it.